everybody, it's me, Margaret, and in this video we're exploring ideas for holiday gifts. Now I've divided them into 4 sections. We've got consumable or zero waste gifts, we've got subscription boxes, and some of those are consumable as well. We've got good ideas, which are just typical physical gifts that you would give someone, and then last but not least, gifts for knitters and crocheters. So let's start with consumable gifts. And most of us have too much stuff. We know that. And unless you've been living under a rock, you know about the big trend that's going on right now called minimalism, which is merely just living with less stuff. So gifts in this list will be things that they will use up. And that brings me to my first suggestion, which happens to be the sponsor of this video, and it's Skillshare. So what is Skillshare? Well, I think most of us in the crafting community will know about Craftsy, the online classes, and Skillshare is like that, but Craftsy is just for crafts, hence the name, Craftsy. Skillshare is much broader than that. It has many more topics. Actually, it has thousands of classes on it. And so what's on Skillshare? Well, I think the easier question is what's not on Skillshare. Now you can start browsing with these very broad categories, but I had more fun throwing search terms at it, and you can see from these screenshots that the topics are endless. And I noticed how many diverse host personalities there were, which is excellent for accommodating different learning styles. And I have all sorts of interests, and I particularly enjoyed these 3 classes so far, but I have to set an alarm or I lose track of time, which probably means I should look into a few of these 1,012 time management classes that are available. I could sit here all day long throwing topics at Skillshare, but my point is that there's something for everybody on this platform. And there is crochet and knitting too, in case you're wondering. So they're telling me that the first 1,000 people to use my link in the description box below will get a free trial of Skillshare's premium membership. So that's everything it has to offer. So be sure to take advantage of that. And thanks again, Skillshare. And continuing it on with this gift of learning type theme of Craftsy would be great if you have someone on your gift recipient list who is very much into crafts. I have a Craftsy membership and I love it. Now remember that Craftsy is just for these crafty topics, and while it's not as versatile as Skillshare, nor does it have as many classes, but they are more specialized in these areas. I chose the annual plan because we always seem to save money when we pay up front. But if you don't want to spend that much on a gift, then buy them a few months to try it out. And I'm sorry I don't have a special link or code for this one, but just go to craftsy.com to join. Okay, so continuing on with our consumable gifts, I want to mention money. Now, money's one of those things that everybody loves to get, but not everyone loves to give. It kind of feels impersonal, doesn't it? Now there was a time when I gave all the nieces and nephews money in their teenage years, and yet they knew they were getting money every year, but they didn't know how they were going to get the money. Let me give you an example. One year I bought a bunch of walnuts and I gently cracked them open so that I had 2 halves, and yes, some of them did break, so you have to be very careful. And then I got their money that I had planned to give them only in 1s and 5s. So I would open up a walnut, fold up a money tiny, put it in the walnut, hot glue it shut, and did that with all of the bills. Then I went to, I think it was Krispy Kreme, and I asked them if I could have some donut boxes, the little small sizes, and put all the nuts inside. It said it was donuts. Get it? Donuts. So that was fun. And of course I had to crack them all open in order to get their money. Go look online and you'll find a tutorial for how to fold a dollar bill into a little shirt. And then I made a tiny little gift bag, and I put the little shirt in the gift bag with tissue and everything. And so that was another year. So money can be a really great gift, and then you've put the personalization on it with how, the presentation, in other words. So I'm going to put a link in the description box below of a blog that had a whole bunch of money ideas, different ways for you to give money, which I thought was awesome. And I didn't have that back in the 80s. Another consumable would be candles, really nice candles. Now, of course, the best candle you can buy would be a soy-based candle, and that's because the paraffin is giving off chemicals and stuff like that that you don't really want in your home. Look for candles bottles that reflect what they love. My daughter gave me some of these, which are all the rage in the Disney community right now. They mimic the scents of different places around the Disney resorts. Just search Disney scent candles on Etsy. A tea light sample pack may be a good option since you can pick 4 scents. Click the Learn More link and you'll see all the soy-based scents that they offer, and continue to scroll for a description of each. That would be an awesome gift that's consumable. Their skincare products or makeup or spa products, things like that. These are things that they will use up and it's not cluttering up their home. Now granted, it'll be there temporarily until it's all used up, but it's not that tchotchke that they feel like they have to hang on to for the next 100 years. And I know that feeling because I just got through decluttering greatly before this move, and it's hard sometimes, even if you don't like something somebody gives you. They gave it to me, so I get sentimentally attached to it, and it's very hard to part with it. So, keep that in mind. Stick with these consumable gifts. I just love that. Now, another type of consumable gift, actually we get this every year from my mother-in-law, and that is fresh fruit. She orders from a place like Harry and David, or I don't care where she gets them. They are absolutely delicious and very welcome when they come, especially because during the holiday season we tend to have more sugar than we should be eating. So it's nice to know that even though we're getting a lot of sugar in the oranges, at least we're getting high vitamin C, which is good for that immune system, right? And let me give a little shout out to Harry and David. They do international military gifts. They give discounts to veterans, and I'm proud to support a company with a heart for social responsibility, including environmental concerns and their philanthropy, which employs young adults and those with developmental difficulties at Smile Farms. Look at Harry and David too for those wonderful pears that they get. Oh my goodness, they're out of this world. So anyway, a wonderful treat of high quality fruit gifts or food gifts. Just look at those baskets on there. Coffee or tea, you've got baskets for that as well. They're favorites. You could even create your own little basket with different types of flavors if you were trying to save a little money, and that would be a fun, crafty type of gift as well. Of course, if they are beer or wine drinkers, you've got an excellent option right there. You could default to their favorites, or you could try something new. You could get some things that are unique and that they've never tried before. I know that there was a grocery store, what is it? Fresh Market. You can actually get this little container, carrier, and then you go and you can pick out 1 beer, put it in there, 2 beers, like that, so that you could have a whole assortment of different types of beer. And that would be fun for a change, for, to have someone to have a tasting test or something like that. Infused oils and vinegars. Now, if your gift recipient is a cook, this would be something that would be very welcome. And you could do a lot of these on your own. There are recipes all over the internet. I'm going to link this recipe below. These are great. And I found this adorable bottle. It's only 8 ounces. But if you want bigger ones, here are some flip-top ones also that I'll link below. I think we've all seen mason jar gifts before, but I'm on a hunt for 1, some updated versions, and 2, some savory versions. Everyone already has plenty of holiday sweets, so I've searched out some no sugar versions, which are great for teachers, neighbors, host and hostess gifts, or what have you. So here we are on good old Pinterest, where I've created a board and I've fixed all the links so you can get where you want in one click. Another benefit of shopping from home? We're avoiding temptation like this. That's 17 teaspoons of added sugar in 1 drink, when humans should keep their daily added sugar consumption to 6 teaspoons. Yikes. Now, what about gift cards for experiences? Not like to a store, but for things like going to the movies or spas, that sort of thing. What about Topgolf, or maybe bowling, or one of those kid zone type places where you can do things like that, depending upon your recipient, of course. Concerts, ballet, sporting events, cooking classes, gym memberships, wine tastings. All of these things could be awesome in the form of a gift card. Now, I want to say that you could also make these things. For example, we've been invited to something called a blind wine tasting, but it's hosted at a friend's house. Wouldn't that be like a really fun get-together? So you could plan some of these things on your own without having to pay for, a $400 wine tasting somewhere. It could be really fun. And you know, many of these things could be done at home for less money. Hire an expert like a chef to do a cooking class at your home as a special gift to close friends. But who else could you hire to lead a special experience? Give us some thought. Also, you could actually make certificates. You wouldn't have to go somewhere to get a specific sporting event ticket, for example. You may not know what their schedule is or which night they could attend or something like that, but what you could do is actually craft a really cute certificate of your own to wrap up, so they'll have something to open. And what about paying for their streaming services? Now, this you could offer for a year's worth of 3 months, depends on your budget. I don't know. So what streaming services do they have that you could take over, like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime? Or maybe what could you give them that they don't have? Maybe they'd like to experience one of those. Or maybe YouTube Premium, where they could watch YouTube without the commercials. And there's also additional content on YouTube Premium. There's also things like Audible, where you can listen to books, and Audible has really stepped up this game because now it's offering other things like streaming unique podcasts, free books, first reads. There's a whole bunch of different things that Audible has been doing. I am an Audible subscriber. I absolutely love it. Now, a minute ago, I mentioned making your own gift certificates or whatever to go to a sporting event or something like that. But what if you just created your own homemade coupons? Now, you may have done this back when your kids were, teen-nincy, and you'd help them do Happy Father's Day, good for one hug or something like that. But what about thinking bigger than that? Offer something that you do well that someone else would appreciate. For example, if someone wanted to give me one home-cooked meal a month, I would jump for joy. I don't really enjoy cooking. Or maybe you could tailor it in a different way, once a week, or for the month of January, once a week, or something like that. I don't know. That's the whole beauty of this thing, is it can be completely customizable. So first of all, think about what it is you do well and offer that. What about services like lawn care? Are you a great gardener? Help them do something that they've been trying to do for a long time, or installing a fence, or I don't know, whatever. You know what's going on around you. Start thinking. Car care, pet care, computer work, lessons or tutoring. Right now might be a really good time to help out a working parent who has to keep their child at home because of these COVID regulations, whatever it's happening in your area. Maybe you could step in and take over maybe your favorite type of class. Are you really good at math? Are you really good at English? And just volunteer to help that working parent get these kids through this, because I cannot imagine how difficult that must be to be working at home, especially if it wasn't your choice. A homeschooling parent is completely different mindset than a person who has had this thrust upon them. So that could be something that you could really help someone out with by just offering to tutor them through the end of May. Or lessons. Did I say that one? Lessons. Do you play the piano? Do you knit or crochet? What do you do that would be of value to someone else? And this could be a gift. All right, so let's move on to the next category, which would be subscription boxes. Another one that I love. Subscription boxes are like the gift that keeps on giving, because they keep coming once a month or once a quarter. It depends on the type of gift you choose, and sometimes they give you the option. Like Knit Crate. Knit Crate lets you completely customize it now, so that's another thing. And you get 20% off your first box if you use my link down below. And remember, I love that company so much that my feelings will not be hurt if you want to go use somebody else's code, but use a code. Never pay full price for that first box. Really be aware of your budget and the value of the subscription box that you choose. Some of these are great values, but a lot of these can be expensive, because you got to remember that not only are you paying for the supplies, but you're also paying for the service to package and mail it for you. All right, first of all, I'm going to give you a link in the description box for Amazon subscription boxes. That lists a whole lot of subscription boxes that are available through Amazon. Make sure too that you understand if you have options of when they're delivered. For example, I love Star Trek, and so I saw this thing called the Star Trek t-shirt club, which I thought, oh man, that's awesome. And it's actually one Star Trek t-shirt a month. Now that's $22 for a t-shirt. which, you know, could be considered pricey depending on the quality of the t-shirt. And it's monthly, and you don't have the option to get a different, what is that called? Timing, you know, like quarterly. However, there was another one called Pub Club, and that was really cool because it was a t-shirt that represented a different pub in Ireland, and with it you get this little postcard that tells you the history of the pub, and that one is bi-monthly, monthly, and quarterly. So that's good. But anyway, whenever you're looking at subscription boxes, no matter where you're looking for them, be sure to see if you have options, because that could help control your price. Another one I saw was a Marvel t-shirt club, which I thought was really cool. The 18-inch doll accessory box. Oh my goodness. 18-inch dolls are American Girl dolls. And so every month the child gets accessories, and they're all different. They're kind of by season. And there was one that was so cute. It had a little baker's apron for the girl and for the doll, and it had other little things that go with it. So that would be a great gift. Let me alert you to something that I think is a pretty poor value. This kid's craft box is $20 at first, then it renews for $30 a month, but the crafts look like they came from the Dollar Tree. I'm just thinking out loud here, but you may be able to do it yourself. But I want to make one suggestion. Go to the Dollar Tree, go to different places, and put 12 of them together now. Package them, address them, and then go put them in some closet. And the reason I'm saying that is because you don't want life to get in the way and to have you mess up your mailing schedule. So the beauty of a subscription box is once you pay for it, you don't have to think about it again, and they continue to get a gift. But if you want to save money and make your own, then you really need to make sure that it's as easy on yourself as possible. Put it away, set a timer on your phone to make sure that you send it off at the right time so you don't have a disappointed child. But you could save a lot of money doing it that way. And it would be kind of fun to make it too, you know, kind of a win-win. There is a specific site called mysubscriptionaddiction.com, and I'm going to link it below for your convenience. But it's all about subscription boxes, and they even have some discounts available on there. Now, one of those that they mention is for the pet lover, and it's called Box Dog. Now, you may have heard of BarkBox or whatever, but Box Dog is one of those that lets you choose the frequency that you receive it. Box Dog contacted my daughter Maggie and gave her some free Box Dogs in order to open them on her channel. So I'm going to link the first one that she got in the description box below, just so you can see that video of the quality of the products, because she's really, really impressed. Nash, her dog, obliterates all dog toys. These, he can't obliterate. They're awesome, and he loves them. So Box Dog is the name of that, and I'm going to link Maggie's video in the description box below. My goodness, this is an edit heavy video, so I'm going to stop right here with this one. But the best part about YouTube is the comment section. So you share your ideas in the comment section below for consumable gifts and for subscription boxes. And in the meantime, I'm going to go work on part 2, which will be the regular physical gifts and gifts for yarn lovers. So see you soon. Bye.